Hey, it's Rick Mercer here. Canada, eh? We're a country known for our politeness, our love for hockey, and our breathtaking landscapes. But there's more to us than just maple syrup and Mounties. We're known for being polite, peace-loving folks. We pride ourselves on our multiculturalism and our ability to get along with just about anyone. From the bustling streets of Toronto to the serene coasts of Nova Scotia, Canadians are united by a common thread of kindness and respect. But even Canadians have their limits. When pushed too far, we stand our ground. We may be polite, but we are not pushovers. We have a strong sense of justice and fairness, and we won't hesitate to defend what we believe in. The government just announced a bold plan using billions from tariffs to help Canadian workers and businesses. This isn't just a temporary measure. It's a comprehensive strategy designed to protect our economy and ensure that our industries can thrive in a fair and competitive environment. This is a direct response to unfair trade practices that are hurting our economy. For too long, we've seen our businesses suffer due to imbalanced trade agreements and predatory practices from other nations. It's time to level the playing field. We're talking about a trade war, folks. It's a complex and often contentious issue, but it's one that we can't afford to ignore. The stakes are high and the consequences of inaction are too severe to contemplate. It's not pretty, but sometimes you gotta stand up for what's right. Protests and public demonstrations are a testament to our collective resolve. When we see injustice, we don't just sit back and watch, we take action. Canada is a trading nation. Our economy is deeply intertwined with global markets, and we rely on international trade to sustain our way of life. From the wheat fields of Saskatchewan to the tech hubs of Vancouver, trade is the lifeblood of our nation. We rely on fair trade to keep our economy strong. Fair trade practices ensure that our businesses can compete on an even footing and that our workers are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. When other countries don't play by the rules, it hurts. It affects our businesses, our workers, and our communities. The ripple effects of unfair trade practices can be felt across the entire nation, leading to job losses, economic instability, and a diminished quality of life. This new plan is about fighting back. It's about taking a stand against those who would seek to undermine our economy and our way of life. It's about showing the world that Canada is strong, resilient, and ready to defend its interests. It's about protecting Canadian jobs and businesses. Our workers are the backbone of our economy, and they deserve to be supported and protected. This plan aims to ensure that they have the resources and opportunities they need to succeed. It's about sending a message that Canada won't be pushed around. We are a proud and independent nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of. This is our stand, and we are united in our resolve to protect our future. So, how did we get here? The trade war between Canada and the United States didn't just appear out of nowhere. It has deep roots in economic policies, political maneuvers, and historical tensions. To understand the current situation, we need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Well, it's a bit of a saga. The seeds of this conflict were planted years ago, with both countries having a long history of trade disputes and negotiations. Over the decades, there have been numerous agreements, disagreements, and renegotiations. Each administration brought its own set of priorities and challenges to the table. Let's just say a certain country south of the border decided to slap tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum a while back. This move was unexpected and sent shockwaves through the Canadian economy. Steel and aluminum are critical industries for Canada, providing thousands of jobs and contributing significantly to the national GDP. They claimed it was about national security, but we all know it was really about protecting their own industries. The U.S. argued that relying on foreign steel and aluminum could pose a risk in times of conflict. However, many experts believed this was just a guise to give American companies a competitive edge. Naturally, we retaliated. We put tariffs on a bunch of their goods, everything from ketchup to bourbon. These products were carefully chosen to hit American industries where it hurt. Ketchup, for instance, is a staple in many households, and bourbon is a significant export for certain U.S. states. By targeting these goods, Canada aimed to apply pressure on the U.S. to reconsider its tariffs. It was a tit-for-tat trade war, and nobody was winning. These tariffs, they hurt. Both countries saw increased prices on everyday goods, and businesses struggled to keep up with the changing landscape. The uncertainty made it difficult for companies to plan for the future, leading to reduced investments and slower economic growth. They drive up prices for consumers, and they make it harder for businesses to compete. Small businesses, in particular, felt the brunt of these tariffs. With thinner profit margins and less ability to absorb increased costs, many face the tough decision of raising prices or cutting back on staff. The ripple effects of this trade war were felt across both nations, highlighting the interconnectedness of our economies. Now, the Canadian government is taking things a step further. They're using the billions of dollars collected from those retaliatory tariffs to help the very people who've been hurt the most. We're talking about direct financial assistance to workers who've lost their jobs because of this trade war. We're talking about support for businesses struggling to stay afloat. It's a massive investment in our own people, and it's a clear sign that the government is taking this trade war seriously. They're putting their money where their mouth is, and that's something I can get behind. So, how exactly will this money be used? Well, the government has a multi-pronged plan. First and foremost, they're going to provide direct financial assistance to workers who've been laid off because of the trade war. This could come in the form of income support, retraining programs, or even help with relocation. Second, they're going to provide loans and grants to businesses that have been hit hard by the tariffs. This will help them to stay afloat, keep people employed, and weather the storm. Section 5. The human cost of trade wars. It's easy to get bogged down in the numbers, but we can't forget about the human cost of this trade war. Real people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their homes. Families are struggling to make ends meet. Communities are being torn apart. I've spoken to some of these folks myself. They're proud, hard-working Canadians who just want a fair shake. They don't want handouts, they just want a chance to earn a living and provide for their families. Section 6. Public and political divide. Now, not everyone agrees with the government's plan. The public is deeply divided on this issue, and it's causing quite a stir in communities across the country. In town halls and community centers, people are passionately debating the merits and drawbacks of the government's approach. Some folks think it's too little, too late. They argue that the measures being taken are insufficient to address the economic challenges we face. They feel that the government should have acted sooner and more decisively to prevent the situation from escalating to this point. Others think it's a waste of money, that we should be focusing on other priorities. They believe that the resources being allocated to this issue could be better spent on healthcare, education, or infrastructure. These critics argue that the government's focus is misplaced and that we need to address more pressing concerns. And then there are those who think we should just cave into the pressure and give up on our retaliatory tariffs. They feel that continuing this trade war is only hurting our economy and that we should seek a more diplomatic solution. These individuals advocate for compromise and negotiation rather than confrontation. But you know what? I think the government is doing the right thing. By standing firm, they are sending a clear message that we will not be intimidated or coerced. It's a stance that requires courage and conviction, and it's one that aims to protect our national interests. They're standing up for Canadian workers and businesses. Our industries and small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and they deserve to be defended. The government's actions are aimed at ensuring that these vital sectors remain strong and competitive in the face of external pressures. They're sending a message that we won't be bullied. This is about more than just economics, it's about national pride and resilience. By refusing to back down, we are asserting our right to fair treatment and respect on the global stage. And they're using the money we've collected from these tariffs to help those who've been hurt the most. The funds are being directed towards support initiatives for workers and communities that have been adversely affected. This aid is crucial in helping people get back on their feet and ensuring that no one is left behind during these challenging times. In the end, it's about solidarity and support. The government's approach is not just about standing up to external pressures, but also about taking care of our own. By providing aid and support, they are fostering a sense of community and resilience that will help us weather this storm together. Section 7. A look at other nations. It's worth noting that Canada isn't the only country that's been targeted by these unfair trade practices. Our friends in Europe have been hit hard too. And you know what? They're fighting back too. They've imposed their own retaliatory tariffs, and they're also providing support to their own workers and businesses. This is a global issue, folks. We need to stand together against protectionism and fight for a fair and open trading system. Section 8. The long road ahead. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This trade war isn't going to be easy. It's going to be a long, hard fight. But I believe that Canada is up to the challenge. We're a resilient bunch, us Canadians. We've faced tough times before, and we've always come out stronger. And you know what? We're not in this alone. We have the support of our allies around the world. Together, we can overcome this challenge and build a more prosperous future for all. Section 9. A bold move for Canada. So there you have it, folks. Canada is taking a stand against unfair trade practices. We're using the tariffs we've collected to help our own workers and businesses. It's a bold move, but it's the right move. We're sending a message to the world that Canada is open for business, but we won't be taken advantage of. We're in this for the long haul, and we're going to come out on top, because that's what Canadians do. We roll up our sleeves, we work hard, and we never give up. Take care, eh?